Welcome to the Leverton on Everything podcast, where I, Leverton, review literally everything in under 10 minutes on a daily basis. Today I'm going to talk about the Stan Lee documentary from 2023. I gave it 5 out of 10 stars. Where's the salt? The story of Stan Lee as told mostly by Stan Lee. While it is interesting to hear from the subject of a documentary, the filmmakers themselves should be a little more detached. They do touch upon the idea that Stan Lee may not have come up with his iconic characters himself, but an interview with Jack Kirby is edited in a way that makes Kirby look like he doesn't have much of a case, and he did. The other part of this film is that it really wants to be a happy story, but the end of Stan Lee's life was anything but. He was accused of sexual assault, and he definitely was the victim of elder abuse. There was even a trial. Neither of these things were mentioned, and that's the interesting thing about Stan Lee, because everybody remembers him from the cameos in Marvel movies, but they didn't really think about what his life was like at the end of it, where he was literally being abused. And sexual assault thing, I don't know if that's true, but like, if you're making a story about his life, you have to give the good and the bad. That's why I said, where's the salt? Where's the bitterness of his life? It's not there. It's not in this documentary. Perhaps there is a more grounded and more balanced documentary out there about Stan Lee. And if you know what it is, put it in the comments and people will find it. Because, he is a fascinating person. I don't think that when he was stealing characters or helping create characters, or however you want to say it, I don't think that he imagined that his influence would be such that, 40 years after creating one character or helping to create one character or stealing it, I'll stop doing that, but that the characters are still on movie screens and people still buy comics of them, and there's toys of them, and it's crazy contribution to pop culture. So definitely a life worth examining, for sure. Another thing worth examining, my son and I have a podcast called the Everything and More Etc. podcast. Please check it out.